Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to DigiCam Deathmatch, where we take the best digicams over the last 25 years and we pit them against each other to find the best digicam for ourselves or possibly for you.
So for season 1, we have 16 digicams that are competing in a Sweet 16 style tournament. Now for the cameras to qualify, they had to meet a certain criteria. They had to be under $1,000 USD, either new or used. Batteries and memory cards needed to be readily available on platforms like Amazon. And they had to be able to fit into your pocket. Or if you're like me and you don't have very big pockets or any at all, then to fit in a very small bag. We call this pocketable.
In season 1, we've got cameras from almost every major camera manufacturer to make a digicam, including Canon, Sony, Lumix, Fuji, Nikon, HP, Samsung, and Pentax. The cameras are pitted head-to-head per round and ranked on the following categories:
price, image quality, zoom, aperture, pocketability, color and vibe, ease of use, screen, fun factor, and with bonus points given for flash, macro, flip screen, and EVF.
All cameras were put into a random drawing to decide the matchups, with round 1 featuring the Canon S95 manufactured in 2009 and the Lumix LX5 manufactured in 2010.
So all the digicams in the competition were used extensively on various photo outings. But for today, we're gonna take these two out in a mano-a-mano deathmatch style where only one will make it to the next round.
All photos you're gonna see today on this episode are shot JPEG straight out of the cameras. Now, we do a little bit of special sauce in each of the cameras to try to get them to look the best, so we'll actually leave those settings for you at the end of this video, so if you wanna match that look, if you happen to pick up one of these cameras, you can take that style home with you.
So come and take a photo walk with us and judge for yourself. All right, after several hours, we are back in the studio as if that footage wasn't shot on an entirely different day. And we are here to find out which DigiCam lives to fight another day.
Also guys, keep in mind, we did go out and shoot these for a couple hours, but we have owned both of these DigiCams for well over a month. So our rankings are based on that combined experience.
All right, so for each DigiCam, we award 1 point for every category 1. And in the event of a tie, we give them both a point.
And we also award extra points on price. So if a DigiCam is $200 or less expensive than the DigiCam is competing against, we give it an additional point for every $200 cheaper that DigiCam is.
All right, well, let's get started with price then. The Canon S95 was purchased used for $250, and the Lumix LX5 was also purchased used for $300. Because both of the cameras are so close in price, no bonus points are available, but for $50 cheaper, the winner is the S95.
Next up, we have Pocketability. Now, while both cameras are small and able to fit into a pocket, you can just tell by looking at them that there is a clear size difference between the two, with the winner going to the S95, just being a little bit more sleek, fitting in that pocket just a little bit better.
All right, so next up is image quality. And while both cameras have very nice renderings, the LX5 personally wins for us here, as when cropping in, the image quality just holds up a little bit better.
Our next category is colors and vibe, which honestly is our favorite category because that's why you're getting a DigiCam in the first place. Keep in mind that this category is totally subjective. Personally, we love the color straight out of both cameras, but something about the LX5 just hit with both of us. The warmth in the images and just the overall color rendering was super unique. And even when the photo was bad, for some reason, it still just hit.
All right, so next we have ease of use. Both cameras were pretty simple to navigate, but the UI in the S95 was super simple. And sometimes the LX5 had us looking into menus, trying to find the setting we wanted to change, et cetera, et cetera. So the S95 takes the win here.
Next up is Aperture. The Canon S95 has a variable aperture of 2.0 on the wide end and 4.9 on that long telephoto end. So you get that nice 2.0 in your macro shots at 28 millimeters, but you do drop down to a 4.9 at that 105 millimeters, which depending on daylight conditions can really hit you a little bit. On the other end, with the LX5, we have a variable aperture range of 2.0 to 3.3. So again, on that wide range, that 24 millimeter, you are getting that 2.0 aperture. Again, awesome for those macro shots with a lot of bokeh. But when you go up to that 90 millimeter, you are getting a 3.3. Now, honestly, neither one of those are incredible to write home about, but we do have to rank them, and that 3.3 aperture in the LX5 does beat out the 4.9 in the Canon S95, so the LX5 takes that one home.
Zoom. The Lumix LX5 has a 24 to 90 millimeter full frame equivalent zoom range, which honestly is enough for most situations. But the Canon S95 has a 28 to 105 millimeter zoom range, which gives you just a little more reach. Honestly, this was really close, but the little bit of extra reach with the S95 just gives it the win here.
Our next category is screen, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Both these cameras get the job done, but that's about it. I mean, they were manufactured in 2009 and 2010. Screen technology has come a long way since then. You can see on the screen what you're looking at, as long as you're not in crazy bright situations, where in those cases you are gonna struggle a little bit to see what is happening, or if you're even framing a subject properly, sometimes, you know, causing you to take a photo and then look at that photo to see where you were because the screen is just getting blown out by the sun. Now, I will say, in all of our outings going out with these cameras, the LX5 does have a bigger screen, and that screen is more visible in bright sunlight, and just having that larger screen, it does give you a little bit more for the eye to kind of search around with. So we are gonna give the win to the LX5.
All right, so next up we have fun factor. And while both cameras were actually pretty fun to use, this is a really great, the S95 is a really great point and shoot and really sleek. And one for ease of use, the Lumix LX5 won here for us because it is more tactile, and that was really enjoyable. So on the top here, you've got your aspect ratios, and on the side, you've got autofocus, manual, and macro mode. And one extra fun feature is a quick little pop-up flash. So for us, the LX5 won for fun factor.
Next, we're moving into the bonus round, which seeing that pop-up flash kind of gets us there, because our first category in the bonus round is, do the cameras have a flash? And they get a point for it. So yes, as we saw, the LX5 does have a flash that you can pop up with this little lever right here. The Canon S95 also has a flash. It is automated, which is kind of cool. So by hitting this little switch over and back and over and back, you are getting that flash to pop up and work for it. So both of these cameras do give you that flash, give you that nice Y2K feel if you're looking for it, you know, at that party scene vibe. So they both get a point for having that pop-up flash.
All right, so next bonus round is macro. Both DigiCams allow for macro photography, so if you want to get up and close and personal, either will get the job done. So we got another tie here.
Our last two bonus points categories are EVF and flip screen. Now, both of these cameras were manufactured in 2009 and 2010, so neither of these cameras actually have an EVF or a flip screen, so we can't award any bonus points for those to either camera. Now, we do have some cameras coming up this season in the competition that do have EVFs and do have flip screens, so we will see that play a factor later on in the competition, but for either of these guys, there's nothing we can do.
So that is our rankings, and we are sticking to them. If you disagree, feel free to comment below and defend yourself, or tell us you thought we were right. Well, with all the rankings out of the way and the categories out of the way, it was a close one here. The winner is the Lumix LX5 over the Canon S95. Now that being said, and with both cameras being 300 or less, either would be a great pickup, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, they would. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us for episode 1, season 1 of DigiCam Deathmatch. Tune in on our next Deathmatch when we take on the Fuji X-Half against the Samsung PL50. So there we go. That's going to be a very interesting matchup. The X-Half versus the PL50.
Yeah, that is. And always remember, the best camera is the one you have on you.
Later.